What's up YouTube, COD4Man221 here, and welcome back to Skirmishes 2, Season 2. We are playing again as the OKW. I haven't played these guys in a little while. I think I got my King Tiger was actually, I think, video number 42, I think, or 43. Probably 42. Anyway, we're starting off. I am the red player on this. We're playing off with Juicebox, who's under an alias here, and we're playing with Nick. So Nick is a very mod player. It's good to mix it up. You don't want 3 OKW. You definitely need the machine guns from a Wehrmacht player, and you do need Panzer 4s. And you know, some of the heavier infantry, like Grenadiers or Panzer Grenadiers here, just some of the better infantry. So this guy's aggressively pushing up to start off with. I have secured this building for Nick's machine that's going to come up, and we're forcing these conscripts away. The Volks are really like the conscripts for the OKW. You know, they're pretty cheap units. I mean, after all, they only cost like 235, so even cheaper than conscripts. So they do come with the anti-tank package, and they can also throw grenades, which is pretty useful right off the bat. So my strategy in this initially is I'm going to go for a mechanized regimental headquarters so I can get the Stuka Sufus. I plan to be using that to launch artillery strikes or launch the Stukas on the foot along this area here and along any possible buildings enemy decides to man and kind of hard points. I opt out my Storm Pioneers and I let the MG of Nick move in there. He's going to build a reinforcement bunker right here when he's enough munitions to upgrade that. Juicebox is in purple here, or I guess you call it like pink.
Infantry squads have been issued stun grenades.
And you can see he's currently building his headquarters now. On a 3v3 map, this is Oka River Winter, and I've never seen the summer version of this map. In fact, there is no summer version. So this goes back to the beta. This is one of the early 2 vs 2 ones, and it was very early on in the game. So basically, when you have 3 people, you usually have 1 person focus on this side, and 2 people focus on the town. But all you really need is to focus on the town on this map. You don't necessarily need to focus on this side. You don't want to give this side up too easily, right? Like Juicebox is going to try, but me and Nick are going to really try hard to take these guys out of the town and make sure we control us, because the town has the fuel. It has 2 victory points. You know, as much as this map has like 3 lines, I mean, there's a fuel on this side too, but you can see he's heavily garrisoned with machine guns already, the player in yellow, which is Herms. And one of these guys ranked, I think it's M-Lad, is actually, I think, a really good player. He's a famous YouTuber or a famous Skirmishes 2 player. He is max level. So you can see he's running around with his scout car with the guys, and he actually went with the partisans, which is an interesting choice. The Soviet Reserve Armies. This is the partisans, this is the artillery. And yeah, Juicebox is kind of stuck around the machine guns. It's 3 machine guns for Herms. Now, a grenade would be good here, but it's also a lot of munitions for Juicebox, which I do not believe he has. Or he thought they had moved. And yeah, he was surprised it was kind of a no-win. Anyway, on my side, I'm dealing with a bunch of conscripts. They're pushing right around, and this guy, look at this. I have 6 infantry squads to deal with. Well, 5. And he has his guys right back here, and he's shooting at my truck. And I'm saying, good luck. I threw a grenade right here and was able to kill a decent number of these guys, but then artillery's raining down on me. And they're trying to push over here, so Nick's helping me out, so I gotta deal with the riflemen. And let's be honest, the Volksgrenadiers are not that good compared to the American riflemen. I take the riflemen any day, but we do have grenades, and I'm tossing one right here, and I'm gonna try to toss one over the fence, but I get hit by a lucky grenade there, and that wipes out my full squad, so that's really not too good. Anyway, these guys are doing some work, and I'm forced to retreat. That squad was barely alive, and then we'll try to get out of here. Now the question is, no fences are destroyed yet, so I'll have to take the long way around, and it will probably get killed by one of these guys if the mortar guys don't take them out themselves, or they can't hit anything. That works too. Wow, look at this guy, did a Forrest Gump. He ran through all our lines. Anyway, they're pushing up here. But thankfully, Nick has some more grenadiers going to try to help him. He sees this isolated conscript squad, but he's also getting shot at by these guys. Now the munitions isn't critical to hold, but it's kind of nice to hold the whole town. One thing that's great about the OKW is that their engineers can construct, it's like better barbed wire. I think it's called, I'm not sure the exact thing it's exactly called, but they can construct it. I think it's a road blockade, or it's something, but it can't be cut by wires, which is nice. So I have this guy up here. I'm pulling out some Panzer Fusiliers. I am using counterattack tactics, mainly to get the Panzer Fusiliers. These are really cheap. They're relatively cheap infantry that are pretty decent at long range, and you can even upgrade them. But you can see right now I've shifted my munitions down to half to give me a little bit more fuel. And, you know, Nick has the artillery support there. I have some AT out already in case that scout car wants to do anything with me. See, G-Splex has been pushed back on this side. The scout car is doing a lot of damage. It's got 1 kill of its own, and these guys have 5, so the mobility early on can hurt the OKW. Not having the mobility against the Soviets. But I also have a Kubowagen, which is our kind of mobility, and I even have this anti-tank gun. I'm going to turn around. I want to start shooting at him. I don't really care about my Kubowagen. I kind of do, but I don't, and I just want to keep this guy busy. So first shot misses. Unbelievable. We need this to hit. He's going to move forward. And because that mortar did a little bit of damage, I was able to knock that out. So he's forced to fall back, and he's lost his scout car. These guys are still vet 2, however. They did cut off our fuel, so you can see we're down to 5 and 4. So that's really not good, and Nick is down to 4 also. So it's really important we hold these fuel points. And because they have more points in the map, they're dominating that department. Oh, he's got a flat count, right? Because they're dominating that department, they have a lot more fuel than we do. They have 35, and they have 2 fuel caches there. So that's pretty good early on from Herms, just to be able to hold and put down a lot of fuel caches. So Deucebox had Herm issues, and then he also had, I think it was M-Lad. Had the scout car, yeah. So he was getting double teamed a little bit there. And now the Americans are pushing in here. So we're really focused early on. You can see Nick also with the veteran commander, the elite troops doctrine, which gives him basically you can sacrifice a little bit of fuel and manpower to train your troops up, and you do that on a machine gun, it's going to make them more deadly, and also be able to suppress units a lot quicker. And it's quite deadly against with the incendiary armor piercing rounds against any kind of light vehicle. You can see I'm over here flanking. Threw a grenade in there, and that building collapsed. So they lost a lieutenant. But they also have this. They brought this guy out early, and look how much damage that took from that machine gun, that MG42. And I also have this guy up here, so I'll help support Nick there. And I see they're already building defenses along here, and they're gonna build a lot of these fighting positions all around, and they're gonna upgrade them too. These guys are surprisingly freezing, and he has not decided to build any fires. Oh, now he's doing one right there. So I'm building a Stuga-Sufus. I figure, you know, I see it they're already massing right here. I think this would be a great target for my Stuga-Sufus. But it looks like I might have lost. Oh yeah, this unit was forced to retreat, and they're dying of the cold. Thankfully, though, they won't have to worry too much more about that. But yeah, this half track with quad mount is very deadly. But you know, G-Spox does have a flak track. Flak half track is pretty deadly also, so that definitely beat the half track, that version. A lot of light vehicles on the field actually right now. We have 3 half tracks, you know, that have guns on them, and then we have my Kubowagen. So this stuff is officially called Reinforced Steel Barricade. Both of them originally here, and I'm like, wait a second, that's not going to stop them from, you know, taking this point. You know, what's the point of building the barbed wire there? Why not build it right here? So I'm going to be putting fires around to keep my Storm Pioneers healthy. You can see this guy has several snipers up. M-Lad, he also has a ton of conscripts. So it's kind of quiet right now because, you know, it's the blizzard after all. They have a Katusha out also. And I'm building another fire here just to, you know, because I'm going to curve my barbed wire this way just to make sure these guys don't freeze. It's important to keep your men alive. Like, winter attrition is one of the dumbest things to lose men to. I mean, it's uncalled for. And you can see Nick's machine gun isn't exactly set up there, so that's not too good. And the Katusha starts coming. early on, 12 minutes, he has a Katyusha out already. He's going to target right around this area. And when that American soldier retreated, he did see the bunker there, so he's going to target there. And he actually just got to get a lucky hit and wipe out Juice Box's mortar. Now I have my Sukusubi, so I'm going to shoot right back at him. And we're going to see that I miscalculated where he was. Look at that. That was as close as you could go. I made my rockets fall like the first one right here to try to catch his Katyusha, but he barely dodged that. So that was luck by him. But we also have a T-34 out already. And this caught me a little off guard. So what I'm thinking with my Sukusubi is, I'm thinking, let's go over here and try to support Juice Box. This is a heavily fortified area here. I can see, I saw, you know, those guys are outlined in red because Juice Box has an infrared searchlight on. And he just happens not to see that. So I'm going to be moving my Sukusubi, you know, around here. I want to put it like right here. I figure nice and safe spot. Little did I know there's going to be a T-34 right here. And this, I saw that, I was like, oh my god, I'm screwed. I hope he doesn't turn to our base. And he did. So I just rushed all my fuels right into that. Right into the Sukusubi basically. And I lost it. That was incredibly frustrating to lose it like that. And I have my AT coming around, and they're going to go after Juice Box now with the half tracks he has, and he's going to try to move some men up, but they're in negative cover of the road. He's going to go, he's just basically going to get around and try to kill some of Juice Box's half track. No, that's his half track. See, he tried to get his guy out of the way there too, but his T-34 somehow knows, man. It knows where our light vehicles are. And that guy gets involved there. They're trying to kill his gun there. Juice Box should try to move away, but you know, that T-34 probably could have shot him anyway. You know, 2 hits after all. So we're in deep trouble right now. That half track got away. It just destroyed our stuff, both of our, you know, I'm in trouble first of all because I lost my Sukusubi. I put down this, you know, the Panzer headquarters here, and I'm gonna have to try to save up now for a Panther, but they have armor out early, and it's gonna take me a decent, you know, at least a couple minutes to get a Panther out. So I gotta be wary of that. And they have a lot of forces in the middle. They've really locked us down. There's barbed wire, there's multiple, lots and lots of fighting positions. I count 4 fighting positions. And thankfully with this partisans, MLAD wasn't putting them all around was not putting them all in around the buildings. If you start popping guys out by my headquarters and stuff, that would have been really bad. But we're collapsing buildings, so even this is a building that's about to collapse. It's kind of funny how Nick's reinforcing off his reinforcement bunker as it's getting destroyed. I guess I got hit by a rocket, another one popped right out. Now they have an Su-85 out. And that T-34 got destroyed right here. I didn't show it, but I brought up these 2 guys. I brought up 2 of my rocket warfers, and I managed to, along with Juice Box, he had you know, these guys with the Shreks. We were able to manage to hit that thing. I think it got damaged in its engine, and we were able to kill it, which is nice. So that T-34 is gone now, which is something. But they're still pushing up, and we're very much afraid on our flank. I got to get these guys back over to this side though, because we're very vulnerable to any kind of tank. I'm trying to get out as many Panzer Fusiliers as I can. You know, they're coming out every 20 seconds, which is really nice. Juice Box is floating a lot of manpower. I was floating about 1,000 manpower at certain points in this game too. A little over 1,000, because with the OKW, I mean, you have the units you want. You want to make the better units. You're really just waiting for fuel on a lot of these guys. He's throwing grenades, and they're throwing grenades back at him, and he's forced to retreat. And his base is right here. He's really cut off. This guy is really pushing. You can see his machine guns all over the place. Machine guns and shock troops. A pretty decent count of the OKW early on. And I have my ATs here. I'm like, I dare them. I want that half track to show himself. I think I was able to see that through something. But I have my men here. I want to support Juice Box. I don't want to. We're not going to let our ally just die like that. I push up. And I destroy that. Vet 2, it's gone. So I was pretty happy about that. And we're getting suppressed though by the multiple machine guns, so I'm kind of forced to fall back. See this guy's Vet 1, so I'm going to push it back. I have my Panzer Fusiliers up here, just as Juice Box is hitting this flank. So he just got outflanked there. And really just slaughtered all three. It was just a good effort by, you know, Nick, me, and G-Spots to push this guy back. And even his T-34 is forced to go back. They're throwing artillery down at us. This is fear propaganda. It's retreating our units. It retreats them sometimes, I think. And the rockets come. We're like, okay, we gotta push back a little bit because, you know, this side's pretty vulnerable now. Anyway, you fix that, which is good. I'm starting to gather more forces. I've got the nice new steel reinforced steel barricades. Now, the one bad thing about going with this truck, you know, I'm not going to use it anymore. I'm not going to get another Stugasufus. You know, I need to stay up for a Panther now. But the one bad thing is I don't have any kind of way to reinforce the men up here. Now, this reinforcement bunker is going to be here, but how long is that? It's been heavily targeted. And we also have snipers, so they look really camouflaged. I mean, obviously you want to survive as a sniper because you're going to be camouflaged, but this box now has a Yog Panzer out, so a little better. These guys are definitely going to go for, they're actually starting to build one right now. Starting to build a lot of artillery. They have Katyushas. This guy has a ton of Jacksons. Well, he's 2 Jacksons out right now. At 18 minutes, it's not too bad. Anyway, I kind of go for a little bit of attack. I'm like, well, I wonder what they have over here. And let's just say they had a lot of guys. But my men are pretty decent at long range, and, you know, kind of blobbed out like this. They're not too bad. However, we have to be careful of grenades. I don't have a lot of munitions, but I'm going to throw one like right along here. But my guy glitches out or dies when he's trying to throw it. So I don't think it ever gets actually thrown here. But they throw a grenade at me. So I'm forced to fall back in. I'm going to push these guys back. I was looking for some kind of mines along here. I think I saw them placing some. You can see they're actually putting a lot of mines around this area. Like I'm going to attack from... I could attack along the road. They actually do something along the road. And then let's just say artillery's raining in. Right along here. I have an officer. I rarely get this guy, but he does inspire men to fight harder. And if you use... I'm going to use this later, but target them, that'll just wipe out any unit. Really good. Target them's a great unit. There's a great ability on this unit here to use. I was basically like mark target for tanks, but it's on an infantry unit, and your men just will just gun that guy down. So you can see that we're going together trying to pound G-Spox into oblivion with artillery. And right now, they're pretty happy, you know. We're down to 264 points. And we have Blizzard approaching. This area is heavily fortified. There's even anti-tank around. But Nick did manage to almost destroy that. It said destroyed, so I think he thought it was destroyed, but it was actually the barbed wire. But yeah, these guys are heavily fortified along here. And we're actually not too fortified on this side. I have a couple sandbags. And they're using the flares pretty effectively. They're going to try to snipe out his machine gun. I have a Kugelwagen. I have some Storm Pioneers and an officer. And we have a machine gun that's getting sniped to pieces. That shot missed. And wow, these guys actually sniped an infantry unit. I'm going to pull up. I know he has snipers here. He's going to try to get some of them. Thankfully, the Su-85 missed. The Kugelwagen is quite a small target, and he missed twice. So that was good. This guy's almost at 1. And I have more troops following in here. Now Blizzard is upon us, so that basically means the men will freeze. So you can see we have a little temperature gauge right here. If they're alive. Yep, we have a temperature gauge right there. And it's good to build fires. And vehicles have greatly reduced... That poor church. Vehicles have greatly reduced visibility and line of sight, so they can't really see things too far. Engagements are much, much closer. So they have the forces, but they haven't actually pushed into this area. These guys are freezing. So Emma has the blue player, and the yellow. This guy has artillery, Herms. And he's even put a fuel cache up here. You guys know my general rule about fuel caches, about not having at least one territory between you and the enemy for fuel caches. Like, this is just a little too close and could be a waste of manpower. But G-Spox isn't really pushing on this side, and he really shouldn't, because he doesn't have the tools to take down what's over here. You know, they have a lot of machine guns, and he's the OKW, which is kind of hard to count with all the machine guns. And so, yeah, it's all quiet right now. You have a KV flamethrower tank, though, and that's going to be pretty bad. They have fuel caches all over the place. Nick did build a fuel cache, which is good, but we could have used another one. But where do you really put it? They're kind of playing behind our lines right here pretty frequently, and definitely not right here. Maybe right here would have been good, but you can see their artillery going down, so Nick did a good enough job, though, by putting down a fuel cache, and we appreciate that. So, here comes the attack in the middle here. A lot of area of the foxholes right here. A lot of foxholes. So I got my Panther out, and they try to push right in. The flamethrower tank is targeting my Kugelwagen, which I don't care about. However, I care about all these infantry right here. So I'm going to push up, and he's forced to fall back. We're pushing in, but there is a lot of Jacksons, and I don't like that idea. And a lot of conscripts and snipers here. In fact, I see a bunch of Jacksons, so I'm like, oh boy, time to get back. But you can see how my guy like didn't see him right there. Look at the fog of war. Oh, let me click on me. Like the fog of war, these guys are going in and out of it. Like you see that? Like it's in and out, and they can somehow see me and just start taking shots on me. See how that kind of gonna disappear here in the fog of war in a sec? Yeah, then I see an Su-85 and I'm like, let's get back. They were hitting us from over here. But I saw that Su-85 with its armor here, so I'm gonna move up this one of these ATs. You can even put them in houses, which is pretty decent. But what's awesome is that I can repair back here, so it's kind of a forward repair base. And we're going to try to get back. We have a defeat on this assault here. These Skim are trying to help. And it looks like they called it on their own men. That seems like a weird spot to hit the with that. So he's forced to fall back with his Su-85. Somebody you didn't see it, but you know, smart move. He did. You know, you see your tank start get damaged. I was going to look for it. And I'm really hoping, if I had the munitions, I'd try to hit this guy with an anti-tank rifle grenade. And I managed to get him. This guy managed to take that guy out. But I did lose my officer and my units along here, which is unfortunate. So I gotta try to pull this guy back. I really missed the medical because I would have been able to heal up some of these AT guns. So that's good. I did manage to take out an Su-85. And they still have a lot of Jacksons. I mean, 3 Jacksons could probably take down a Panther. They also have the Su-85 there to support, so we're in a little bit of trouble. And they have artillery they're starting to build along here. You can see they have one. They're probably going to build a second one soon. On this side, they really don't have a whole lot. They have a machine gun and a T-34, but they all kind of know we're shifting the fight over to this side. And even though he could hop out, he kept his guys in there. I just kind of move up to kind of see, and I'm like, okay. Luckily, I'll be able to take out this half track, though. I think. Nope, I missed. It's a lost energy unit, but it was definitely worth it to try to take out all those. And that actually has been incredibly accurate. Look at that, wiped out my squad. Yeah, so I was kind of scouting to kind of see what was up around here, and I saw 3 Jacks. I'm like, okay, it's going to take us a while to take this area. Here's a bunch of conscripts. This guy, the blue player, has a bunch of conscripts with upgraded PPSHs. That's really good on a... You know, the PPSH upgrade is totally worth it, especially if you go Molotovs and anti-tank grenades. The conscripts would be quite deadly. So I'm building AT guns right now because I saw all of that. They're going after our fuel, and they, you know, there's so many of them managed to kill the gunner there. And this might be the end of the machine gun. There's too many men to suppress right there. But he does have another one, Vet 3 backing him up. He is reinforcing off there, so he's going to get out of there. But the Jacksons come in, and I'm like, this is very bold. And, you know, they're kind of messed up right there. They're kind of glitched on each other. And if my Panther had been, like, not over here, I would have been able to take out a couple of those guys. I brought my Panther here to support G-Spox and Assault. And he's helping me repair. But I know I need this Panther back over here really badly. The artillery's going down. They're launching everything at us right now. They have the White Phosphorus that went over here, that went on earlier. Precision bombing strike, fear propaganda, Katyushas. This guy's moving up. I don't know what he's doing with that Jackson, what he's trying to accomplish here. But he's gone now. I lost more. Like this road here is going to be littered with my rocket warpers abandoned. You know what I should have done? I should have salvaged those for fuel. That was a mistake in this. I should have salvaged these guys. Deny them for the enemy too. I gotta get better at that. So the Volks are gonna move in. These guys do have anti-tank, so I see a bunch of Jacksons I think around this area. So I might try to push in and take them out there. And the Panthers still over here. As an OKW player, if you can keep your Panthers alive, these guys can go up to vet 5. And you know, this Panther goes pretty far. I was thinking about shooting in and trying to destroy these, and I'm like, okay, that's a jet. That's a... That was really long range to hit me all the way back there. I don't know who that was. I think that might have been one of the Jacksons. But he's going to push up right past my 18. I'm like, oh, this isn't good. But he got hit by rear armor from these guys, which is awesome. And I'm about to lose my Panther. But I'm going to try to blitz out of here, and I'm screwed. I'm going to lose my Panther right here. So that's really bad. So I've lost so far my Stuka-Sufus and my Panther. However, he left this guy too long here, and I have multiple ATs around. I think he got stuck with that mortar there, but so he lost. I lost a Panther and he lost 2 Jacksons. So that was actually not a bad trade for me. He lost a lot more than I did there, but he now has easy 8s he's popping out. So the Jacksons are switching to the easy 8s. And on this side, G-Spox is making some decent progress. He's taken out the machine gun nest here, but you know, Boo's gonna shift over to help out Yellow. And he picked up a Maxim, and there are mines. I knew there were mines around this town, but he mined unfortunately the areas that didn't go. He did mine like one right there and one right there, but I'm not gonna focus on trying to take their munitions. I just want to hold around our fuel basically. And look how much fuel, look how much manpower Juicebox has. 2,600. That is crazy. I mean, when you don't need a whole lot of fuel, right? I mean, you don't need we're not losing a lot of units, right? And then this guy quit at this point. I actually didn't realize this. Let's see. So Cyan quit. And that was the American. Huh. I think he quit when, look at my force just getting completely wiped out here. So this is now a computer player side. Doesn't matter, they still have a lot of, so it's to the better players anyway on this team. So we're not doing too hot, and they have a lot of EC8s coming right now, and they even have EC8 on this side. Honestly, when you're playing the game, you don't even think you're playing against an AI. And now this will all refreeze over during the blizzard, and I'm getting another Panther out right now because I really need it. I need to get that Panther. It's the front lines. There's a lot of easy 8s around here. This is a prime target for this guy. You can see they're pushing back Juicebox here. I don't have enough munitions to upgrade this guy, unfortunately. I mean, I do, but I don't think I'm actually gonna do it. To upgrade his turret. Because the Panther's really, you know, it's decent, but once you get the gunner on top, it just becomes a hell of a lot more anti-infantry. Thankfully, they hit Nick's tank there and not mine, because my tank's better. It's a little bizarre by having that one unit capture at Vet 2. And he's still surviving. After he launched another rifle grenade against. Thankfully, you know, my truck is right here for Nick. And you can see they're actually repairing that. Interesting. G-Spox got repelled down here. You know, it's hard to go against shock troops when you... Wow, that KV-8's almost dead. It's hard to go against shock troops, it really is. But when you have the OKW. I do have Oversoldat, who all got wiped out by artillery. That's the theme of this side. The amount of infantry I lose in this game about that artillery is just killer. And I gotta be really careful. I don't lose another Panther. Nick even brings up a Panzer IV to help me out. I'm gonna man this AT also. I think there's some smarty screens. helps me out with the Osman right here. So that was the wounded tank too. Now that's a Vet 3 tank. And there's a damaged engine. That Easy 8 is now gone. And the other one is probably back for... No, it died also, I think. Yeah. So they lost 2 Easy 8s. I gotta salvage these wrecks. Yeah. So my guys are repairing my own tank there, which is good. I got hit a little bit, but my headquarters are doing fine. I wasn't getting constantly pounded. You can see that reinforcement bunker that used to be there is gone. And that's when all the snipers came in. And they're just going to start shooting, but there's an Osman right there. He has to be really careful with those snipers. Anyway, back to this side. G-Spox is pushing in again. He's a command Panther. Not as good as an actual Panther, but still pretty decent. And G-Spox is shooting at this MG nest right now, in fighting position. That KV-8 is really good against enemy tanks. I mean, enemy infantry. Enemy infantry is not bad. Using fear propaganda to like pin the troops down, even cause some of them to retreat. So we're down to 50 points. You know, we have not been able to do anything until Nick moves him with his elite Tiger Ace. He managed to wipe out that artillery. That was a bizarre spot to build an artillery that close to the front lines. And we gotta do something, because right now we're down to 33 points. They've even taken over this point right here. My guys are kind of standing here. That's not good. That was a mistake, though. And thankfully, G-Spox is clutching this side. So we're down to 25 points here. Blizzard's moving in. I'm taking over this point. My tank managed to do some damage and wipe out. I think it took out the SU. No, my tank did something over here that was meaningful, I'm sure. And now he's Vet 1. So the repair guys are helping Nick out, unfortunately, instead of my own tank, but that's okay. This tank is pretty good. And you see my guys in blob formation a little bit with these Panzer Fusiliers are pretty good. So now we're down to 10 points right now. We have to break these guys in the center here. We're in trouble. You can see he's even using his conscripts to repair. I push in, and I hit that mine there, and it wiped out a lot of my men. But I got rid of that ambulance, so that's good. Pushing up. All 3 of my squads are suppressed. I'm actually surprised by this. And that guy moves in. The blue player moves in. And that's not good. We've lost our fuel again, so we got cut off there. And these folks are doing a good job, but he's a little double teamed on this side. He's not a little, he is double teamed on this side. Here's what they're doing. They're going to try to overwhelm G-Spox on this side so they can take the victory point and win the game, because we're down to 10 VPs. But we're not going to go quietly. You know, we're going to try to push him. He does have armor support over here. And he's even moving his tank over to there. He's going to go for a final do or die. And they are very well going to get that victory point right there. And there's nothing we can really do about it. You're going to have a flame team all the way back here. I don't know what that's doing. And he's going to move in, and they're just going to wipe out all these fighting positions. There's 3 of them. I'm going to kill that gun again. And they still have 1 more to deal with. He's going to focus on that. I have men up here too. I called some Panzer Fusiliers. I'm like, oh, I got to rush in. You know, the game's going to be over here. You can see I have 6 squads of Panzer Fusiliers. That's my core infantry. So they took this. We're down to 7 points. And now we're taking this. So we can just hold on, and then look at this. I'm like, guys, I can't hold over here. I'm going to lose my squad there. I figured the game was over at this point. Thankfully, that's starting to suppress some of these guys. I'm killing these units. I'm moving these Panzer Fusiliers here. I don't care if they die. We need to move in, and the Osman comes in to save the day. And a throw grenade there wiped out that squad. This squad's forced to fall back, and it got wiped out too. So huge loss. 3 squads for this guy just got wiped out. He's just down to his snipers. Those are veteran squads that all had upgrades on them with the munitions for the assault package. I'm gonna build a fire here. I just gotta keep the men at the front line. Even if they're a low unit, even if they're a low unit count, like they're not full strength, I gotta keep them there. And the artillery's here, doing a whole lot of damage. This guy has 23 kills already, and I believe it is 1 building destroyed. Yep. This guy has 6. So they have a lot of artillery, which is not good for us. Wings infantry becoming more and more veteran. This guy is vet 5 now. And they once again abandon this. They're going to shift everything they have to this position right here. And I have ATs here kind of lined up. I wasn't prepared for that kind of stuff on that side. I'm going to shift my Panther over. I know that we need all the help to hold the center victory point against all the units that are around. And that guy got a bad mistake. Do not go on the ice, even in the blizzard. I'm going to start flinging this Su-85, who is vet 2. You know, going to get right behind it. I don't think he sees that, or he does. He's trying to turn right now, but it is too late at this point. His Su-85 is in trouble because it does not have a turret like a tank does. It's really just a good tank destroyer for long range. I did not see that Katusha there. I probably could have taken that out too. Saw the Su-85 on the ice here, and I want to try to sink him. Now he's vet 2. But keep in mind, he is on that ice, and he's got to be very careful. And one of us managed to sink him. They're throwing everything they have against the center victory point at this point. And yeah, that's 2 tanks. Jackson and an SU have fallen through the ice. I'm losing gun crews around here by artillery. And you see Juicebox has this guy's his command Panther right here. He's definitely using up some of that manpower, which is good. And I'm down to 200. I'm trying to reinforce a lot of my guys here. I'm just trying to make sure they can't take this position. I'm even calling another squad coming in here soon. Some more Panzer Fusiliers. And we're going to push a little bit. You know that Jackson did get destroyed. And the problem is his tank does have engine damage. So that's really not good. And that Katusha is gone. He just left it there. The front lines have collapsed. A lot of rookie conscripts here. 3 of them. All upgraded heavily though. Just got to try to get out of there. But he did lose that, you know, the anti-tank rifle grenades, or the anti-tank grenades that these guys carry are pretty good. But that is a Tiger Ace. I haven't fought against a Tiger Ace in a long time. I don't really think people really stop using this doctrine. But first of all, a lot of people are the OKW, so that takes a lot of men away. That takes a lot of people from using that. And when they are, they use, you know, I like the Spearhead doctrine personally for the Wehrmacht. I like the Mortar Half-Track, the Panzer Smoke, and the Tiger. That's pretty good. So Juicebox's tank's right there. I told him he could repair up here. He's going to do that soon. And Nick's being a little cocky with his Tiger Ace. He's got to be a little more careful than that, but he sees the artillery around here. And that Su-85 is not going to do well against the frontal armor of that. And its main gun is destroyed. So Nick's going to push in and try to take out this artillery. You know, direct hits vet 2. So once your artillery basically gets destroyed like this, it's quite hard. It costs a lot of manpower to rebuild it. But he's got another Su-85, which is a little unbelievable. So he did take out one of the artillery batteries, which is good. And I don't know what these Scion players do. I know it's a computer, but it's really kind of sad. I mean, we played half an hour of the game just to quit like that, and they were winning, clearly. But these guys are giving us a hell of a hard time, you know. The 2 Russian players are quite good. And MLAD is max level on this game. I'm not saying level means you're great or anything, but that's a ton of playtime. And when you play a game more, you usually get pretty good. I'm amazed that that battery was all the way up there. Like they had a false sense of security from these fighting positions they had along this area. And over here, Juicebox is repairing. These guys are almost dead. And I'm getting my tank repaired here also. And Juicebox should do all his forces over here. He's trying to help us out. He does have OKW, elite infantry after all. And yeah, they're going to pin them again though with the fear propaganda, which is pretty good. He did pick up his light machine gun, not his anti-tank. And my men are going to start shooting, rapidly trying to kill us officers, trying to seize our fuel. And that guy's going to be gone. So there goes another major. Another force kind of going over here. Keep in mind, they just need to hold one. They need to take either this VP or this VP. And they'll be fine. You know, a couple seconds of pulling that. we are trying with all our might to hold these 2 victory points. And they're focusing heavily on this one for some reason. They're going to try to assault here. Now I'm going to see that. Oh my god, I'm using the officer, right? And the officer's okay. I mean, he's a decent unit, right? But, I mean, that target them, we're going to see it here in a minute. When they come up on that side. Still holding on this side. Really pushing back, doing a whole lot of damage to these guys. Killing lots of units. Did I miss it? I clicked target them and my guys wiped out a full unit. I can't believe I missed that. That was like the... Did I? Yeah. So instantly, that was a squad. Instantly it got wiped out right here, basically, because I had a ton of units. And I saw some snipers. I'm like, I'm going to go after this. I'm kind of playing with the pathing a little bit, and I did wipe out one of his sniper squads. This guy's in trouble. He's lost 2 more conscript squads, and after losing 3, he's lost a sniper now. And now he's just all Su-85s. Keep in mind, Su-85s, though, it's a Tiger Ace. You got to be careful. This is exactly what they should do. It's Tiger Ace. Keep their distance and try to snipe them. There's even a 4th one right here, too. Now, if we look at Nick's resources, if we look at Nick's resources, they're coming back now, and no longer reduces fuel and manpower respectively, but it no longer does it until you're destroyed. I don't think, actually. I don't know, it's for 10 minutes, I think. We'll have to check Nick out in 10 minutes or so. That was weird. That was weird. A little bit of lag right there. Lag spike. And he's now reinforcing back here, so I have to put a bunker down, you know, keep his Tiger Ace alive. And I'm starting to get one of my own little Panther aces right here. You know, 2 of our Panthers both vet 2. Nick does have the infantry. Between him and Juicebox, they have enough energy to hold this, and he's even gonna... Juicebox is even gonna reinforce off of this reinforcement bunker right there. And they have Panzer tracks, so that's pretty good by Nick to kind of ward off any of these Su-85s that want to try something. And they're behind our lines again. Rear echelon troops. And that unit got wiped out. So I decided to get something I haven't used pretty much ever, and it is a Yog Tiger. And this can be a good tank. It is extremely hard, I found, to use effectively for me. I'm not that great with microing kind of slow-moving giant tanks as like an elephant also, but that's actually awesome. I didn't know it had an HE shell. But I'm going to use this guy. I'm going to position him. He's very hard to maneuver, and you cannot use this basically without the engine improvements because he's so slow to turn. Anyway, I saw that Sherman move up, and I'm going to help assist him take him out. And this Tiger is paying for itself. 1,300 kills and 2 vehicles destroyed. And they're trying to take this, and I have my guys here. I'm like, we got to kill that unit. We got to kill that unit. Look how close they were to neutralizing that. And we're going to take that guy out. It's another squad wiped out. We're wiping out the cyan player, the light blue player. And these guys are kind of stuck. They don't know what to do. They're building more Katyushas, but, you know, they really just don't have enough, I think, left in them. They have a lot of tank destroyers. That's something. They cannot really do anything until they destroy Nick's Tiger Ace, because then he's screwed. But he's only down, you know, he only has getting 3 fuel per minute, so you have that and you cut your resources down. You know, these guys are pushing up against me, and I'm like, I am in trouble, but guess what? I found an MG42 that got wiped out earlier from Nick, and I'm going to use that to suppress these units. And I have the Panther here also. So, not too bad indeed. In all time, we have 7 victory points, right? They just need to capture one of these and they're done. Even have artillery coming down on me. I'm going to move in. I saw Juicebox's helmet support with infantry. And this guy destroyed engine. I'm not worried about him. He's not anti-tank. I'm going to take out the Katyusha here. So bad luck. Both those guys got wiped out. However, I didn't lose an infantry group along here. These guys got wiped out. That's okay. They're cheap infantry. I can replace them quite easily. And this is, you know, he's kind of sitting right here. I'm gonna, you know, this guy's a good counter to the Su-85s. He can really snipe him. You know, he does a hell of a lot more damage than they do. Now I'm going to kind of fall back. These Fox did lose a squad though. And I'm like, oh, those are Su-85s. I'm going to blitz and hopefully my engines don't get destroyed here and get out of here. And he does have his guys on like the focus site. This is going to be a little bit of a problem for him. I'm moving this guy around. These Fox is King Tiger right here. You know, we have a lot of heavy tanks. And these guys can produce all the Su-85s they want. These heavy tanks can probably kill them all if they're not in position. And I skipped the chat in the very beginning of this match. We started like a minute in. But these guys are basically saying, like, if you don't want to play this map, like, kind of like, you know, don't put in the queue like dummy or something. I don't remember exactly what they said. But I'm trying to help Nick. I'm trying to help Juicebox here not lose that, and he got a direct hit by the artillery. Very costly, but I think he was going haha there because of his yeah, took out both of them now. But Juicebox managed to take out the only one of the Su-85s, but that artillery was quite deadly, quite a devastating shot to hit him directly. I'm sure he's pretty proud about that. You took down a King Tiger that way. Juicebox should have played a little more conservatively with that. And this guy does have leadership, so it improves our sight, which is nice. But keep in mind, it is the winter. Nick is just keeping the pressure on these guys with his great repair staff. And I really don't think these guys have an answer to it, also. And they have forces over here, you know, just kind of sitting around. You know, we could possibly try to take that point, but honestly, at this point, it's better if we just hold our own territory we have right now. We're doing a great job holding them right now, and that's just really important. So, yeah, close match so far. I'm finally trying to get the engine improvements, but I threw a grenade by accident and took it off. These guys are once again trying to flank around. I don't know what the AI's obsession is with that, but they're gonna basically die. I played 3 games tonight, and in all 3 games, 1 or more people quit. They gotta figure out, like, I don't know if there's a penalty, you know, or something. They gotta look at my tank. See, I'm having trouble using it. It's so slow. They should have some kind of penalty for quitting. You know, I understand if you like run or something, but these are just like rage quits. When you have a computer take over and you really screw over your team like that, like, I think that, you know, the American player here really kind of screwed his team over. Because, you know, they were doing pretty well early on. And even pretty well up to this point, you know. They were throwing grenades and stuff and smoke. The AI's making a play, though, for the victory points. And I think, you know, there's a lot of, you know, they hurt us, but they just couldn't finish us off. And this tank has done pretty much nothing for me. I think I killed 1 tank. Yeah, it sniped 1 of the Su-85s. So I have someone suffering cold. I have a Sukusufu sound. I'm going to make sure I keep this guy safe. And this is just to kind of try to counter any kind of Katyushas they have. Juicebox doesn't loot just for, he said, just for fun. It's actually not a bad idea going against these guys, even though, you know, he's an Su-85. He's using artillery flares, which are quite useful for us. It costs a lot of munitions to do that, but it is quite decent. And then I have my own, you know, the Tiger Ace right here. Up to another Su-85. So that's 2 done. And I'm going to launch my Sukusufu. I know this is close. I want to try to take out some of this artillery gun right here. And somehow I don't manage to wipe it out, but I did almost kill this Katyusha. I was trying to get them both. There's a little greedy there, which isn't too good. This is what I really want to take out. This is a reinforcement bunker here, so he's built 2. He's like, you destroy 1, I got another one. Wow, this guy's wiped out. Those artillery they've had have been quite deadly. If we look at the menu here, you can see they've killed lots. This guy's killed 185 men. So quite deadly indeed, but they just don't have the tools to take on what we have. We're too heavily entrenched. We have tons of infantry. We have heavy, heavy armor. You know, Panthers, Tigers, and a Tiger Ace. Now, is a Tiger Ace overpowered? You could say that possibly. But you could also say he's only getting 100 manpower per minute and 3 munitions. Like, you really you really stop your economy there. And I almost lose my tank here to all these Su-85s. There's another big push. They're calling artillery. They're desperate at this point to try to finish him off. Done a whole lot of damage. Nick somehow is able to keep this guy alive. I'm going to get this guy back for repairs. And they're going to push up. But you can see the Oberstdauner is going to kill conscripts. Conscripts may have all the upgrades. They may have the Molotovs. They may have the PPSHs. But they are still conscripts. And let's be honest, elite infantry is going to massacre them. You can see the infantry is right here. Trying to fall back. And Nick is using that main to make pioneers to, you know, keep his Tiger Ace alive. That's his main killing power. And yeah, you know, they can just hold them. They can just basically hold these guys. And they've given up on my side, basically. Being left juice boxes Luke's there. And my squad got hit by a mine there. So they managed to take over the munitions. That's going to have a little bit more munitions for us. You know, we can possibly call more artillery flares for us. I do have the assault artillery. So I used everything in my doctrine except the breakthrough tactics and the artillery. And this is the most dangerous part probably in this match. This guy's right here, and infantry, if they could just push, he's actually decapping this. You can have your guy go out of combat mode so he can't fire. There's also a little bit of desperation though, because we have our tanks here and that guy got wiped out. In fact, there's actually the combination of the Tiger, which does now have the increased engine improvements, which is awesome. And that's when they decided to surrender. So a good game to these guys, especially a good game to MLAD. I think he's put in the comments down below. Have you guys heard of MLAD? If you can look at his rank right here. Oh, I'm sorry, MLAD. Maybe it was, I don't know. I was talking about the wrong guy. Maybe it was this guy that was good, or a kind of famous guy or something. I don't know. MLAD sounds familiar. Anyway, you can see the kills here. We did pretty well. I lost a ton of men. You know, Nick, 227 kills. That's a lot. And he lost only 114 men. Pretty good. I hope you guys enjoyed. You can see we're down to 7 victory points. We took these guys down. Now, that's the greatest feeling when you're about to lose a game, you just pull it off, get that heavy armor, and entrench yourselves. Anyway, see you guys in the next coming videos to online replay. God for Man 221 signing off.